File 8B. Listening. 1.
When I was about 15, I got a part-time job in a supermarket. The job was in the cash office, so I had a lot of responsibility. I had to collect the money from the registers, count it, and put it in the safe for the security people to collect the next morning. I was still in school at the time, so I worked for a couple of hours on a Friday evening and all day on Saturdays. During the holidays, I worked more hours because I had more time and there were more customers. The girls in the office were a lot of fun, so the job wasn't at all boring. I worked there for about 3 years until I left because I needed more time to study for my final exams at school.
2.
I studied Spanish in college, and at the end of my first year, I went to Argentina to practice my Spanish. I found a job in a restaurant almost as soon as I arrived. The job was washing dishes, which I thought was going to be easy. Unfortunately, I was wrong. There was a machine in the kitchen that washed the plates and glasses and things like that, but my job was to clean the pots and pans that the chef had used. The saucepans were always completely black, and it used to take me hours to get everything clean. I didn't enjoy working there very much, and I was really happy when I had learned enough Spanish so that I could stop working there.
3.
I don't know if you can call this a job, but I did get paid for it, even if it was only $20. When I was a teenager, I used to take care of my cousins when my aunt and uncle wanted to go out. The kids were a lot younger than me, so I had to babysit for them. I didn't do it every weekend, but it was probably about once a month. My uncle used to pick me up at about 7 and take me back to their house. I had to bathe the kids, give them their dinner, and play with them for an hour or so before they went to bed. They were no trouble at all to babysit, and I absolutely loved being with them.
4.
My dad's a painter, and so the summer after I finished school, I went to help him for a few weeks. At the time, my dad's company had a contract to paint all the exterior doors and windows of some houses in a new development. The weather was great, not too hot and not too cold, so I didn't really mind it. The work was pretty tiring because I spent most of the day climbing up and down a ladder, but I earned a lot of money that summer. But the best thing was spending some time with my dad and his colleagues. We had a really good time.
5.
One of the first jobs I ever had was in a food processing company in San Diego. I was a student at the time, and I needed a temporary job during the holidays. Fortunately, the job was only for 2 weeks because it was really awful. The worst day was when we were packaging hamburgers. I had to stand on the production line and count the burgers into groups of 5. Later, someone farther down the line put the burgers in a box. The problem was that the burgers were frozen and we weren't allowed to wear gloves. This meant that I had to pick up the ice-cold burgers with my hands. I've never had such cold fingers in all my life.